Hello and welcome to another video of Flosstube. This is the Wendy in Neverland channel. I talk about cross stitch. I also talk about other things that have been happening, and I have a new segment that I'm going to start putting in here, and I've also decided not to put some other stuff. It's a new year. We're going to change things up just a tad, starting something new, and we'll see how everything goes with all of that and if we all like it. Hopefully y'all will. So yeah, it is now the end of December. It has been almost 2 months since I put out a video, and I knew it might be a little over a month before I did my next one from the last time I did a video, because I had a lot going on at the beginning of December. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But then I got sick. And it just, like, not super terrible, drag you down, knock you out kind of sick, but it just hung on. So, like, literally the middle of December, about the 16th, I woke up with a frog in my throat. It was nasty. I just sounded terrible. And it, like a laryngitis kind of thing. And it lasted a couple of days, and then it turned into a cough, a persistent cough, and runny nose. So I was not sure if it was like an actual cold kind of thing, or if it was just like I had nasal drainage and it was making me cough. After about 3 days of nonstop coughing, and when you try and go to bed and you lay down and you just cough, cough, cough. So I finally had enough, and I went to the doctor. I was like, you can check me to see if I have anything like a bronchitis or something, which I didn't, but I need something to make this cough stop. So she was able to prescribe me something that worked wonders. I couldn't believe how well it worked. I still had a little bit of cough on subsequent days, but nothing like what I had before. So it just took a while for me to have enough energy or felt like doing anything like this. And so I'm finally able to do it. Finally able to get, my stuff all together and do whatever I want to put into the video. So that's why it's a little bit late. Let's see. I want to talk about a little bit about Christmas. I hope you had a lovely, lovely Christmas that got all the things you wanted. I know that's not what Christmas is about, but it's fun when you do get your things that you asked for. So it was very nice here. It's just we usually don't have a white Christmas in this part of Oregon because it's just raining most of the time. So it was lovely. My mother was able to come. She moves a lot. So for about 5 years, she lived in Texas, and about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, she moved back to Oregon, but she lives on the coast, kind of on the coast. So she drove here and had a lovely time with us. We had gone out to her place for Thanksgiving, so she drove out here this time. And yeah, it was just lovely. Nice, it's kind of a quiet day, but that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be super, crazy. I know if you've got little kids, it is. So it's kind of nice having a quiet one. But the funny thing I had seen, as Christmas is approaching, out where my son lives, there is a Christmas tree lot. So it's outdoor. They have, especially in the fall, they have a corn maze and they have a sunflower maze, and they've got bales of hay all decorated in different character things that they can climb on and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know why, but along the road, there's a split rail fence type of thing, and there is a phone booth. So the old phone booths, not nearly as pretty as England's red ones, but there's a phone booth, and it's full length. It's not one of those little short ones that just had kind of walls on the side and that only went halfway down to the ground. Full length phone booth out by that fence. It's on the inside of their property. Don't know why it's there. But then at Christmas time, they put a little miniature tree in the phone booth. So every time you drove down that road, you could see the phone booth with the little miniature Christmas tree in it. I don't know why they did it. It is pretty funny though. Okay, so the other thing that I was doing that was really busy for me at the beginning of December was a little bazaar that they had in our little town. It was mainly, when they first started doing stuff, it was a breakfast with Santa. So it was like a fundraiser. So they got all of the food donated. They charged a very small fee, and then they could have breakfast and then get their picture with Santa. I think they also gave them like a little gift, like either a soccer ball, football, some, I don't know. So they had that. Well, in the last few years, they have allowed people to sell things in a bazaar fashion in the upstairs of this building. So I've been doing that for 3 years now. This year was a little different because I started selling some food items. So toffee, I had some apple pie, I had some cheesecakes. I'm trying to, there was one, oh, apple butter. So I sold all those things. I did pretty well this year because some of the other stuff, the crafty stuff, we don't get a huge flow of people that come through this bazaar. It's pretty small. So I did pretty well with the food items. I probably made about 4 or 5 pounds of toffee, and I sold almost all of it. The toffee was a hit. The cheesecake, surprisingly, now I made small ones. So, you know, your normal cheesecake is about a 10-inch, you know, normal pan kind of thing. Okay. I made little ones, so they were about 4 or 5 inches. So they weren't as big. For one thing, nobody needs a big cheesecake unless you've got a lot of people to feed. So the small one would easily feed 2 or 3 people. And so it's perfect if you don't want a lot of cheesecake around. And I sold all the ones that I had brought. I think I brought 5. I think I had 5 of them because I didn't know how well they were going to do. And they were, in case you're curious, an almond lime flavor. They were good. I had samples of everything so people could taste it. And if you sell food and you don't have samples, you're missing out because that is what draws everybody. As soon as they taste it, they're usually buying it. So those were the 2 really big sellers. I did sell some of the other stuff, but those were the 2 big ones. So that was a lot of fun. And one of the things that I made, and I had it there as a display in case somebody wanted me to make one, but the reason I made it is because I am going to make a different one using one of my stitching pieces. So I'm going to get that here. I want to show you how it turned out. It is this tote bag. Isn't that the cutest thing? So there's pockets here, pocket here, pocket here. There's the same pockets on the other side as well as on each end. There are pockets as well. So it's the same on both sides. You can see how deep it is. Okay, very cute. The inside has this kind of cover on the top, and I will unzip it so you can kind of see the inside. So it's just a big tote kind of bag. I could have put pockets on the inside if I had wanted to make it, you know, have more of that. But I just this was the first time I made this pattern. And so I wanted to see how it was going to go. And I really, really like it. And I'm going to use one of the patterns I'll show you that I'm working on to make as probably more of this part of it. I'm going to have to adjust the size. It's probably going to get taller because the stitch piece won't just fit in this section here. Or I'll make the stitch piece all of this and then just put pocket stuff from, you know, from here and then around the back. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. So I just love this thing. This is really, really cute. So I was trying, I had this there for sale. Nobody bought one, but that's okay because it's not like I was expecting people to buy it. So, but yeah, that's lovely. I love the way it turned out. Stitching stuff. I'm going to move some things real quick and then we're going to get into that. So actually the first one I'm going to show you, and all but one of these are whips, so I haven't finished anything. I will put a caveat in here that all through November and into December a little bit, because I was pretty busy in December, I was rotating through my stitches that I will do throughout the week. And then when I got sick, I don't have the energy to think about this, like which stitch I should be working on, or if it's a little complicated, like if it's linen, so I'm stitching over 2, and I really have to concentrate. I didn't want anything super hard. So I ended up focusing on one piece. So the times I did stitch, I usually just stitched on this one piece. So I got a lot more done on that one, but there is still going to be progress. If you watched my last video, there is still going to be progress for what I did from the last one that you saw until now. Even if I didn't work on it a lot in December, you'll still see enough progress. So let's get to that. All right, so that piece I'm going to show you that I worked a lot on was this. So Pretty Little Hawaii, Satsuma Street. I'll hold that up a little closer so you can see the image. So it's a lot of different buildings and landscape in Hawaii, the different islands. It's not all just one island, it's different islands as well. So that is that one. Let me get it so you can see my progress. I got to turn it around a bit. Here you go. I did take it off the scroll frame so that, because I had it rolled up so it was past this, because I have a very narrow scroll frame that I'm working on. But it's lovely. It is lovely. It's really getting there. I don't have a whole lot more down here. It's mostly waves and a couple of whales. I do have some more palm trees I need to add in, but I think that's about all I need to add. So it's really, really close to being a finish. And this is the one that I am going to use to make that bag. So you can see it's much taller. So it's going to have to, that bag's going to be taller, which I think I would have wanted the bag to be taller anyway, because it's going to be like a traveling bag that I'm going to use. So I wanted it to have a little bit more space vertically. I did want to point something out. Let me set this down on the pattern. If I got, let me see if I can grab all this. I got the PDF pattern. So it was just something, you know, that got downloaded and then I printed off myself. And I don't know if everybody's printed version would have done this, but mine did. And I'm going to show you a little bit. It's not going to be the whole pattern. I'm going to have to show you a little bit of stuff so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you can see, you've got the top portion and the bottom portion, and you can see the shaded bits at the top there at the, you can see that where they are supposed to overlap, so you can keep track of where you are. We all know how that works. Here's the problem. So this bottom line here didn't print, you know, like a full, you can still see enough that I can do that. But what it didn't do was this shaded area, this shaded line right here above the fully printed ones, actually should have printed out on this one. And I'm glad I noticed that. I did catch it. So this faded one, right along the fully printed one, is something I have to stitch. I have to make sure that it gets stitched and it's not on either, it's not fully colored on this sheet or on this one. So be aware that if you get, I don't know if all of the printed ones are the PDF ones, sorry, little cough there, if all of the PDFs do that or not. So just be aware of that, that you might have to really make sure that, am I needing to stitch some of the shaded areas? So that is that little public service announcement for you. All right, let's get into some other whips that I have been doing. I did pull them out of my bags, so it's just a matter of grabbing things. So here is the next one. This is the Sam's and Stripes Cricket Collection. I don't know if I need to tell you anything. I am kind of doing this version because this is using gold Krynic. So that is the one I am doing, and here they are. I've got a headless, well, partially headless Santa. You can see he's starting to come together. Got his beard and whatnot, but not all of his head stitched yet for the smaller one. And he's the one who holds the flag. So we're getting there with those. And you can see where the Krynic is, the gold on the tall guy. I have not put the Krynic in the short one yet. So there's those. And I do have the box that I showed last time I'm not going to go over all of the fabrics and the color changes I might have made and some of the other details. I'm not going to go over all of that again on this particular video. I know I did last time, so at least you'll have it there. Okay, let's move that bag and get to the next one. And here we go. So this one, this is called Beloved. Again, it is running with needles and scissors. That is who designed this. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. And let's get this. I keep forgetting I need to put something behind this so that it doesn't show through on the light. So there, let's move that needle minder down a bit so that you can see all of that. Isn't that lovely? I'll get a little closer. Hopefully my camera doesn't zoom out on or shade some of this. It's lovely, lovely. I really like this satin stitch here. Ooh, so pretty. So pretty. So I have gotten, that's the, you know, the width of the inside. I still have a border of these that will have to go on this side and this side. But I will have to like move the fabric, you know, this way and that in order to do that. I can just get the inside. So I'll show you the picture. You can see the side border will have to be stitched at some point. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, because whenever I move it, the Q-snap is going to have to be on the stitched part, which is not a big deal, but it's going to have to be moved one way, and then it's going to have to be moved the other way in order to do that. So there is that piece. Love it, love it. All right, get to the next one. And another one of my favorites. Yes, it's Rodney. Rodney, which is Rebecca's Sweetheart by Kathy Barrick. And that rabbit is huge. I have it on the Q-snap so that you will not see the whole thing, because I did have to move it. Once again, I'm going to put something behind here. And there is what I've got. My threads are just always, but like I said, I haven't pulled this out for a bit. So, but yeah, we're getting down there. You can see I've finally gotten across here. And so that shows the end, the bottom part. So I'm getting really close to finishing, kind of finishing him. There is another carrot that's like half a carrot that's right here. Of course, the bottom of his body, his feet and such. These hearts and stuff will go all the way down, and as well as there's some a little bit of the alphabet. The XYZ is down there at the bottom too. So getting really close. So cute. And that variegation on that floss is lovely. I like it. On the rabbit, I should say. Alrighty. There is Rodney. And got a couple more. And then we will move on to something else as well. And here we go. Stars and Stripes. And I've pointed this out before. One of them says stars and one of them says stripes. And then you got the ampersand as its own special thing. I love these buildings. I love them. I love them. So I am working on this one right now. They're also a little bigger than I anticipated them being. So there is that. Now it's a little wavy just because of the tautness of my fabric. It's not naturally wavy up here at the top. But we're starting to get this little flag stuff inside of the barn. I got the silo part. It's so pretty. So pretty. Loving it. Loving that. Okay. Almost dropped that. That would not be good. And we've got this one now. This is Stack of Snow. Okay. So Amy Brute, see if I can say this right. Brukin? Maybe that's it. Amy Brukin Designs. I just don't know if I'm saying it right. I did switch up quite a bit, but like I said, I'm not going to point out all of it. But here it is. Let's see if we can move that thread once again. Okay. I'm going to move it just so it's off to the side there. So we are getting really close to finishing this one as well. So I've got all of the alphabet at the bottom with this, where it says winter, and we're working up those blocks on that one side over here, and then just a little bit left in here. I've got the arms on the snowmen on that side, because this side they already have their arms. Yeah, we're almost done, but like I said, it's just I needed something mindless, and that Pretty Little Hawaii was it for the most part. I mean, it did switch colors a bit, but it was Ada. I didn't have to worry about counting stitches and all that. Okay, so now we're going to go to my FFO. So I was working on this, and I had showed you this. This is Watercolor Owl by Svetlana. And there you go. You can pronounce her last name. Really pretty. This was just something that I got a PDF for as well. Googled the design I wanted, and then found this, and that's all there was to that. It's not like I heard about this from anybody, saw it anywhere special. Just what it is. So I finished it, but I had to send it to somebody. So I took a video, and I'm going to show you that now of how it turned out. Here is another one of those portfolios that I have made in the past. So we have a lovely little owl stitched. I've shown that before, and this is the completed one. So it's got all of the back stitching that kind of accents the feathers, as well as accents the eye and the beak a lot more. And you can see this is the lovely coordinating fabric that goes with it, and I again have used a leather snap to go on there. So let's see the inside. So here we have the inside. I tried to coordinate the fabric as best I could. It was a little bit harder. I usually try and put like a nice accent piece of fabric here that coordinates, like it would have another owl or something. Owl fabric is very hard to find. So we just went with the purple because it did coordinate with the stitching in the front. I do have a little owl charm here for the zipper, because we do have a zipper pocket here, as well as the slip pocket here. And this lovely fabric here, and then we've got the pockets for all of the floss, if they choose to use that, as well as the two pockets for whatever little knickknacks they want to put in here, so they're smaller. And then, of course, we have the back that goes there. So we'll flip that over again, and then we'll snap it up, and you can see, there we go. And so there is another one of those done. So lovely. I love how it turned out. All of the portfolio thingies that I made, I love them. I love them. So I had said I was going to have some new stuff, new segments in this, and that is coming. So keep watching. You can always fast forward if you want to and get through some stuff. So that was for Nora, that portfolio, that owl one. That was for her birthday, so I sent that to her. And she was kind enough to send me something for my birthday. That's not until the 3rd of January, so I have a few more days, but she was going to be going out of town and all this stuff, and the shop that she was getting stuff from was going to be shut down for a little bit, so she got it to me early. So very sweet of her. Love, love, love it. So cute. So first of all, I got this lovely pack of thread. It is called Tinkerbell. I'm not sure why it's orange and pinks and yellows and whatever for Tinkerbell, but I still love the variegated thread. It is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is, it says it's hand dyed in Australia. Cottage Garden Threads. That's where this is, if you're wanting some of this thread. That's what that is. And then she also sent me some fabric. Some Tinkerbells. So not only is it in blue, but it's in this pinky color as well. And there's a lot of it. There's quite a bit. So I love, love, love it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I have to figure out what I'm going to do and what I'm going to make with it. But it's lovely and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay, fun thing real quick. So I talk about some of the things that I'm doing around here, whether it's projects I'm working on the house, outside, whatever fun things I go out and do. So one of the fun things that we had done for our date night that my husband and I do with our friends every Friday. So we each take turns deciding what we're going to do. And a few weeks ago, it was my turn. And I chose to go archery. There's an indoor place. And they have a place as part of their building. You can just come in and pay like a flat fee, like $20 or whatever. And you can be there all day if you want and just practice your archery. And they have bows for you, bows and arrows for you to use. They also have specialty nights. So one of them is actually called a date night. So it's adults and it's couples. They have a family night, so it can be younger kids as well. They have something blackout night, I think. So everything's like the targets and stuff are neon lit up. So that's what you're shooting at and it's darker. I don't know how dark it is in there because you think you got to be able to see well enough to do stuff. And so whenever you do these different classes, they always start off by explaining all of the safety features, how to shoot, etc., etc. There's always somebody there walking back and forth down the line to be able to help you with your technique or if you have questions or whatever. So it's a lot of fun. And I mean, it's an hour and a half long usually, but the first half hour is usually taken up with them talking and showing stuff and whatever. So you usually are shooting for about an hour. And it's not like continuously shoot, shoot, shoot. You usually have like about 5 arrows. Once everybody's done shooting and it's safe, you go get your arrows, come back, and then you can shoot again. So it's a lot of fun. So I do have a video, and just for the fun of it, I got to keep my target so you can see where I was shooting. Now, a lot of it's within circles. There's a few outside, and I think one or two times, I completely missed the target. And it went way back on against, to the back wall. Their little, and as you're going to see in the video, their little targets are like these styrofoam blocks that they pin the targets to. And you could, they had them all in a row at the same distance from the shooting line. And then as we would go, your party can decide to move it as you want. And then there's a back wall full of straw bales that you could also pin your target on if you wanted to. And in this time, I can't remember if the other classes would do this or not, but they had balloons that you could pin to your targets and you can shoot the balloons instead of aiming at the actual target itself. I mean, the balloons are attached to the target, but it's just kind of fun to be able to shoot the balloons, hear them pop if that's the case. So the video that I have is our friends, he was at the very end, he was trying to shoot some of the balloons back on the back wall. He had pinned some to the back wall, and it's not the best video because I'm videoing him, and of course I'm not moving as fast as the arrow, so you hear the pop before you get around and you can see where the balloon was. So I'm going to put that in so you can kind of see the fun, the funness that we had with that.
Told you. Thank you.
So I love it. I mean, I would like to do more of it if I had the chance, but I just don't get to it. It's a little bit far from our house to get to. And just carving out the time. There's always seems like there's something that you need to be doing. And so I don't take the time to do something like that. And it's nice that it's indoors and they have all the supplies for you. There's a lot of places around that have outdoor shooting areas that you can just pull up and do your practice if you want, but you have to have the supplies. So don't have that. So that was really nice. And in case you're wondering, the supplies that they use, they're called recurve bows. So if you think of Robin Hood, where it's just got the big wooden bow, and it kind of curves at the top and then curves at the bottom. That's what they use. They don't use compound bows or anything like that. And then they will fit it to whatever strength pull that you want to have. So if you're not that strong, they'll give you something that's not as hard of a pull. And if you want something stronger, then they can give you, I don't know how high up it will go for strength on their bows, but that's an option too. And they have left and right bows in case you shoot left-handed, which I do. I shoot left because there's a technique you can do to see which eye dominant you are, and that's going to depend on which kind of bow you shoot with, whether it's left or right. I am left eye dominant even though I'm a right-handed. So it's better for you to shoot with the dominant eye. Anyway, getting on to the new segment. And as I said, I'm going to pull out some other things. So I don't know that I'm going to continue doing the book reading. I just haven't been able to read the books because I've been too tired at night. And so there's not a whole lot to share with that. I don't think I'm going to continue with the planner pages. I don't know how much of a draw that was anyway. So probably not continue to do that. But the new segment that I want to start doing is I am going to go to Acorns and Threads. So that is the LNS that we have. I don't even know if there's another one around. That might be our only one. So that's in Portland. So it is a bit of a drive for me to get to that one as well. But I'm going to try to do that the once a month that I do these videos. And I am going to show video of new releases. There may be a few things that aren't new releases if I just see something I think is really interesting and cute, or there's just not that many new releases. Maybe I'll just show some other ideas of some patterns that I see in the store. The stuff I'm showing today, I don't know how much of it is how far back. There are a few fallish things, so obviously that's not something that was released in the last week. So take it for what you want. Maybe it's stuff you have seen, some that you haven't seen. I don't know how many people show on their videos. I mean, I know they show things, their purchases or Stitch of Kindness or whatever, but I don't know how many people just show new releases. There could be, I don't watch all the videos, and nobody does, so I don't know how many people do this. But I thought, you know what, if you don't watch those videos and you're seeing it here first, then at least you've got somewhere you can see it. I know Janine, who is the owner of Acorns and Threads, she said they're going to start doing their videos again, and she will be showing some, like 5 of the new releases in her videos each time she does them. I have more than that in these videos, so I have no idea how many I'll have in each video to show. And if we show the same things, that's fine, because maybe you're watching this, but you haven't seen hers, or vice versa. So it's kind of showing it all over the place. So I am going to put those in so you can see. I did not talk in the store. So what you're going to hear is either a video voiceover of me, or I am using a new program for my videos because we changed computers and I can't get that same program on the computer that I was using before. So I've had to learn a new system, and they have text to speech. So you type in what you want to have said, and then an AI voice will say it for you. I've listened to a lot of them, not even cracked a fraction of what they have available for you to use. The one I picked, I think, doesn't sound too robotic. Because I'm having a hard time doing my voice and making sure it syncs up with the video. So we'll see. I'm not entirely sure, since I'm having to play around with it, which one I'm going to end up using, or how well it'll go and sync up with the video. I will give it a try. As I do this more and more, I will get more practice. I've fiddled with it a little bit, but we'll get more and more practice at it, and I'll learn more and more about it, and it will get better, hopefully. So here is that. And here we are. Let's go in and see what we can find.
Santa's House by Cottage Garden Samplings. Good Morning by Amy Bruecken Designs. Also by Amy Stitchcraft. "12 Cats of Christmas" by The Blue Flower. Of course, we have to have the 12 Dogs of Christmas too. Peppermint and Pine by With Thy Needle and Thread. Notice that each animal is holding a candy cane. Halloween Ride by Yasmin's Made with Love. Ninth Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. Queen Bee, Tree of Life and Raven by Yasmin's Made with Love. Up on the Rooftop by Tiny Modernist. More for the Animal Crackers series. Christmas Sausage Finley and Frankie by Stacy Nash Designs. Reindeer Games by Lindy Stitches. Percy Penguin and Peppermint Urn by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Holy, Holy, Holy by Cosford Rise Stitchery. The Muse by Nora Corbett Mirabilia. Many types of fabric in lots of different counts. So much floss. Cotton and silks available from more than 10 suppliers. Did you say you need snowman patterns? Well, here are snowmen doing everything you could probably think of. These patterns are by Cottage Garden Samplings.
So I did get one purchase, and that was this lovely little pattern. So this is the 9th day of Christmas, and it's Hello from Liz Matthews. You do get in this pattern the whole thing here to frame, as well as the pattern to do the tree portion of it, because you obviously wouldn't put all this in there. She shows you what you should stitch. I am doing the tree thing because, as you can see over here, I have a tree done, and it is the 6th day of Christmas, so that's the one that I have. And I'm going to plan on doing all of them in the tree form. I have 2 or 3 other patterns of the days that I just haven't made yet, so I'm going to eventually do that and have them all as little trees. So we've made it to the end. We did include that new segment there with the new releases, and hopefully you like that part of the newness of the videos, and hopefully that will continue throughout the year for each of the times I do the videos. Yeah, I really enjoy going up there and seeing Janine and seeing all the new stuff, because I don't get up there very often, and this will kind of make me get out there at least, you know, approximately once a month, and that way if I need fabric, then I can go get it. But yeah, anyway, I think we're gonna stop there and let you get on with your day, watch other videos, stitch, whatever it is you can do. I hope that you have a lovely, wonderful new year, all the good things coming in this next year. I know we have one trip planned. Other than that, nothing else is planned yet, because we've started the reservations for it. But yeah, that's all I've got planned so far. So we'll see what this new year holds. Of course, there's always plans of hoping to get out and getting lots of things done outside or in my house. And yeah, my list is always twice as long, at least twice as long as what I can physically get done. So anyway, we will go, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.